Hi there and welcome to KMC Gaming. I'm Kenny and this is part 2 of how to decorate your area. So obviously if you haven't seen part 1, first of all we'll have that pop up in an information box up in the top right corner there. So you get a good look at part 1 before you catch up with part 2. And if you've already caught part 1, welcome to part 2. And we are, as I said in part 1, I thought I'd maybe put in a sort of raised pond pool or something. So this is what we're doing right now. I'm doing it in the replay just now. We're going to put a little bit of path with stone slabs, you know, to give it a little bit of a different colouring. I like to use variants to give it, you know, different shades. And once we get that done, I reckon it'll be time to put sort of what I want to use. I'm thinking because I want to put dark oak in with the stone and brick project overall, so probably line it up with some dark oak. Right, so we've started with the dark oak, and all I'm doing is I'm putting it up to the same level as exact as where the stone slabs are. So some of it is like 2 level, 3, 4, and then all the way around at the back there, just at level 1 and round. But as long as it just fits in, and then what I'll do is I'll just fix it up with a bit of grass block just to make it all fit in. I always fix as I go, always. I don't leave it and come back to it later, because you'll be amazed how many times you'll come across something that you forgot about in a build previously if you didn't do it. So it's just better to just crack on, you know, and get it all done as you go. So yeah, so that is pretty much it. Straighten. I'll do a little bit here. There we go. Looking good. Right, I'm going to put in a set of stairs. All the stairs that I'm going to put into this project as well are always kind of quirky and jaggedy like this. So they go up diagonally kind of thing, and I like that kind of path. I don't just like doing straight down, you know. But nobody ever does really, do they? You know, not unless it's like a big grand sort of idea, I guess. And then you can have big straight stairs then, but otherwise you want sort of quirky ideas. So we're going to follow the same path as well. I'm going to keep putting the logs in, and then this way it just all fits the theme. You'll see what I mean when we get on a little bit further. Alright, here we go, looking good. Right, so right now all I'm doing is as I go, I always like with bigger project builds like this, kind of like what I'm doing here, is I've already laid some wood inside there, put some lights in, I'm going to put the water in, and I'm now starting to put leaf block in already, and we're going to put in some fencing just to give it a little bit of decor, which you can do like this, or you can do what I do, which is, I'll do it in a second obviously, wait there we go, and I'll just join them all up together, and you know, I just like it like that, but you can have it separated or joined together, it's up to yourself. But I'm going to put a bit of leaf block round, and maybe get some lights in as well. I'll show you how to do some of these lights, I reckon. There we go, looking good. Right, let's have a quick look at what we've got so far. I've let it be dark just now so you can see the lights from the trees and you can see the light from the pool, so it gives you an idea of the type of light that you're getting in the shadows, and it looks really nice. I've also put a light lamp in there. We're going to build one of them together just now. Let's do that, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to go up about 10 on the fence in total. And then from there, I'll show you what I'll do next. These are very simple, but very decorative. They really are. They are so simple, but so decorative. And what I normally do is I'll put 2 out, then I'll put 1, then another one, like so. Oh, missed it. There we are. And one like that. And then go down from the second one, bring it out, do the same again, down, and like so. And then on the second one of that one, bring it down. You know, and repeat the pattern all the way around for the 4 times. And obviously it's a little bit dark just now, which that's me wanting to see the how the lights are looking. So we'll better put some lights in. There we go. So dead simple, very very simple, but very effective. And nothing's flat, and you know, it's all like edgy, so it looks good. You know, can like, in my opinion, of course, I don't know. Maybe you don't like it. Hey, it's each to their own, I guess. But I think it looks good. Right, didn't want to bore you with doing that, so there we go. That's them done. And now we're going to get a bit of leaf block. Where shall I? No, no. Oh, creative mode. Able to break straight away. No, that's not. No, 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 no. Yes, there we are. Where to start? Actually, start from up here, and I'll work my way down. And where it doesn't fit, you know, don't worry about that, you know, because like it doesn't have to be symmetrical all the way down. Just go down. So for example, it doesn't do it there. It's not letting me do it there, so it lets me do it there. And then I'll just follow it. Oh, and then I'm going to follow it all the way around and hope, to goodness sake, that I've actually got it right where it's going to land on the path. I think I have. Yet, lucky enough. There we go. That looks good. And then it's just a little bit of leaf vines. You know, I have to recommend if you do use default, right? Vines are never going to look fantastic. This is why I use Faithful, because Faithful is the same blocks as the blocks are just the same as default. I mean, nothing has actually changed. It's the case that they've all been smoothed off. I've said this in a few videos already, but this is why I use default. I'm not fading away from the original format. It still looks the same. It just looks more digital. Look at the default as being an analog and Faithful as a digital version. That's how I look at it. Look in the quality, you know. And I've done that wrong. No, I don't want it like that. There we go. But if, look at it that way. That's how I look at it, and that's why I always recommend using Faithful, because the vines look good in Faithful. So you know the designs look quite cool. Right? Should I or should I not? Yeah, I'll put some vine. And yeah, but like I say, obviously in normal default, vines don't look the greatest. But in the Faithful pack, they look fine. They look great. So let's do a little bit of side decoration here and there. I always like to do that because it gives me a guideline later on for where I'm going to put like some bone meal in, some leaf block, and you know other stuff that I'm going to decorate around. Because it's, you know, you want to be generally random, you know, but you also want to have an idea of what you're going to do at the same time. So that'll do. Yeah, that'll do it. Where else? Over here. It doesn't matter if it doesn't look right just now on the side, because they won't. What happens is with the vines that go on where I put them, it kind of like takes the brown and the green and melds them together. So instead of putting it all on the leaf block, I'm going to use the oak and put it around the oak, so when it grows in, you know, it'll fit. So I'll have it under here as well. There we are, and a little bit more here and there. Yeah, looking good so far, looking good so far. I have plans, actually, should maybe, what I'm doing as well is, with the custom trees and that I put in, I'm also having, on this section, on this whole island top section, I'm wanting to use a sort of a spruce and maybe dark oak trees, as well as custom trees. So in different little bits like this bit here, I've chosen that I'll maybe put a tree here, here, and maybe here. And I want them to come close together so they all kind of join, but they're quite far apart at the same time. You'll see what I mean, and it kind of gives a little miniature forestry little section there, you know, just a tiny one. And it breaks that up in between the pool. It'll break it up between the custom tree, and you know, you get the feel of a more built up area. Right, that's not going to work. Move the other one. Now you'll work. There we go. And yeah, they're joined quite well together. I like that. Yep. And I'm having them in patches, so you have them like here. I have them over the other side there, and put a little bit of vines on these, I guess. I mean, you don't have to. I'm not going to do many, just enough to just go round. And it's all connected now. The trees are connected the way I liked, the way I was wanting it, so I'm happy with that. But I'm going to have these in patches, and I'm going to put some more in for the next episode, because what I'm going to build next is yeah, we're going to get into some serious building today, guys. We really are. Right, so that is looking... what do you think? Are looking okay? Elevation, etc.? Yep. Right, I've really sped this bit up because I wanted to show you what I was doing. I am building a quick bit of a tower. Sort of. It's kind of a tower, and it's not a tower. I've put a little bit, I decided to put some steps on the other side there, because we're going to lead it to this, which this is going to lead to something else, etc, etc. But you'll get the idea. But I wanted to just show you me putting up the basic framework of what I'm going to do, which at first it does look like a tower, and by the end of it it's kind of going to look like a tower, but it's not. I'm not going to give you anything away. We're just going to go along with it, and we're going to see what happens, because that's the joys of freestyle building, because I don't plan any of this ever. I mean, every time I've tried to do a focused plan build, it's always gone wrong. It really has. I mean, you don't feel happy of what you've done. There we go. So let's move on again. Right. Sorry about it being nighttime. I'm in this modded Minecraft with the 1.2, so I could 1.12, sorry, so that I could do replay as well as this. And there is no actual day and night cycle built in for some strange reason. And if there is, I don't know where it is, because it's not in a normal place, as it would be in a normal client. So, yeah. This is just a guideline, by the way. These are not actually going to stay as this. It just shows me that I am going to have that kind of brickwork in that area later on in the thing I'm building. Right. So, I'm going to put in some bits and bobs. Like that. There we go. Because it's all about just elevating it and widening it right now. Because I need a wide top because of the idea, because it's not a tower per se, it's a garden, because, you know, I'm a foliage man, as many people know. I mean, it's one of the kind of things that I, you know, specialize in. I mean, of course I love to build, but I always love to decorate the areas. This is why I'm doing how to decorate your areas, part 1, 2 and 3, and then maybe an overall finale kind of idea. I don't know yet. We'll see. But you know, this is why I like doing this kind of stuff, because of the fact that it really does just give presence to your builds. It just really does. You know, I can't stress enough. Alright. Yet again, I better give myself a guideline. I'm wanting this floor just like. That. Yeah, I'll use slab with it. Why not? And this is just going to be a checkered pattern. And up above it's going to have a checkered pattern as well. We'll do that later on, and you'll see why, because it's just going to be covering up what's happening up above. Because my plan is to do a sort of a garden. I mean, we probably won't get it all finished, but the main structure and most of the main decor will be done by the time we're finished today, trust me. We're getting a lot done today. This is just the start. Right. I need it wider. I've got an idea. We're going to go extra wide. So what we'll do is we'll put one step there. We'll come over. Put one step like that. And then another step like that. And now that'll widen it right out. So I'll just repeat that. Like so. There we go. And there we go. And I'm going to repeat that until it looks like that. And now that we've got that, we need to join it all together, which is dead simple. Let me just do like this. I like to try and, when I'm recording and building, I mean, normally when I'm not recording, I'd be going at 10 to a dozen right now. But so I'm trying to go as slow as I can. Because usually when I start building, I get carried away, and next thing I can is I've got a town sitting next to me. Literally, I'm not even joking you. I mean, in creative mode, it's dangerous. It really is dangerous for me, because I can just start building and just get lost. Get lost, I tell you. 6 hours later, and I've got, you know, whatever standing in front of me. Right, so we have gaps there. we need to deal with those gaps. So an easy way to deal with those gaps is just break them and put that in. I mean, no fuss, no hassle, because at the end of the day, decoration is going to be done on the outside, you know, kind of like it's not fully layered yet. I mean, this is only a single section. I mean, I usually layer the outside of the building you're looking at right now, so that's going to be done later on. So it gives it more texture and bumpiness and more, you know, added value. So let's do this. In fact, what I'll do is I reckon I will yeah, I reckon I'll skip this. Give me 2 seconds and I'll get back to you. There we go. Leave myself a hole to get in. Right, so now what I want to do is I want to do the checkered pattern again, just to cover the grass on top, because this bit that we're in is just going to be this is fake. Actually, the best way to describe it is, if you walk into the tower, then you'll get, there'll be decoration, but it's fake. It's just there for decoration. Everything about this build is going to be about what's on top. That's the whole point of it. It's very dramatic, kind of like if you've been watching my Alphacraft series or anything like that, you might have seen like elevated garden ideas that I put in, and this is just like one of them, really. You know, so it's, there we go. That looks nice. I like it. Nice and simple. Yeah, I reckon while I'm in here, we'll get some stairs, and we will do a little bit of detail. The joys of freestyle. What should we do? Yeah, let's get some stairs done. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Because I want a staircase coming all the way down, and oh yeah, I mean all the way down. So let's get cracking on that. There we are. Now what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to have it coming down and then have it going down another angle and then another angle, and then bring it round, coming back towards the hill, so that it all sits. And then I'm going to put it on like stilt kind of thing. Going to use dark oak as a like you know, a surrounding area, you know, the surrounding blocks again to keep the stairs in nice and neat. Fix that up, and then probably put a bit of leaf block on the what are they called? What are those things called that stand the what do they normally call them? See, I'm bad with my words sometimes, I really am. But yeah, I'm gonna have leaf block going round them. You know, the poles. Wow, how could I not remember that word? That's so weird. Yeah, the poles that are holding up the whole stair section will be surrounded by leaf block, just a little bit of detail, and probably a little bit of vines. I might not do that today because it just depends when I want to put them in for just different growth levels, kind of like for when I want to show you it while I'm recording. Because eventually, when they're all grown in, they're all grown in. Right, this is looking okay so far. Is it wonky enough? Because the whole idea of the Stone and Brick project as well is the, you know, everything has to be kind of like, well, I say wonky, not wonky, just, yeah, let's just call it wonky, you know, that stairs look wonky, yeah, that's what I mean by wonky. Whatever those stairs look like to you, I mean what you mean, but just I call it wonky. Right, we're almost there. There we go. And we have landed. So now we have a staircase to work on. Let's do this. Right. I wasn't sure what to do, so I've sped it up, gone into the replay mode, so you can have a look at it going up quite fast. So the idea was to get a surrounding with the dark oak and make it look as pretty as possible and make it fit, because I want it all to kind of fit the whole section. The whole top section of this hill all has to be the same theme, just like the next section that where the mansion area is, and then there's a garden area. and all of that. They're all different themes as well. There we go. Right, underneath this looks a mess, of course. I would never leave it like that, so it's a case you have to fix it up. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fix it up. There we are. And I'm not going to do anything fancy underneath there. Just going to literally just straighten it all up, make it look nice and neat, and leave it like that. And then basically the leaf block on the poles will do the rest of the work. Yes. And there we go. Right, so first thing I'm going to do is, because the idea is I want to have like a canopy, you know, with the same style of roof as the towers that I've got over there, but high up, so I can fit 2 big trees in. Now, not sure how high this actual canopy roof's going to have to be, but you know, we'll find out soon enough once I've put the trees in. And first of all, we'll get the basic structure, and like I say, these trees are just done on a cube format. They're so easy to actually make. If you want to see a detailed version of me actually building those trees, just say in the comments, and I'll do a quick video of actually building one of these trees from start to finish, very slowly, very sturdy, so you can just copy it. You know, so like it'd be great to find out if you'd like that or not. You know, kind of like because people have took interest in the styles of trees that I do. So, you know, it'd be cool. The sun is going down, but you can still see, so it's fine. Right, getting the second tree done. Once the second tree is done, we're going to start putting other detail in. I'm not sure what yet. I never do really know until I actually do it. Which is great. That's why I love my builds, because they're always as big a surprise to you as me. Right, so the idea is I've put these poles all the way up, and I've put these blocks on top just as a guideline, because that's where I'm going to put the canopy that I'm putting in right now. And obviously it's going to be in brick, and I'm going to have like stone accents can go in around the rim and then going up the tower, you know, give it a bit of fancy detail, because normally I haven't so far done any sort of like trim besides around the edges, but this one I'm going to do it a bit different because it's a big garden canopy idea. I want it just to look that little bit different from everything else. So first things first is we have to get it built, which can take time. Thank goodness I'm in creative, otherwise this would take a long time, because it's very high up. You'd have to put scaffolding in, and you'd be really scared every time going round. So yeah, thank goodness for creative. There we go, it's looking good. And once we get up to the same level, we need to start trimming it up the way and making it thick as possible, pretty much. What will happen right now is, as you see it getting built up, you'll notice that it's probably a little bit too thin, or maybe not, but to me it will look too thin at the angle I'm actually at. And what I'll do is, even before I've built it, I'll build on top again, and I start thickening out the tower until I get the right shape that I kind of like. So I'll start off making a basic trim like so, again, get it up, there we go, and now I can see where I want to thicken up. So I'll use the half block slabs of the brick and start layering up around at the bottom areas first, start bringing it up and just start thickening in the whole cylinder itself, the whole thing. I'm just going to keep on putting trim on, and then I'm adding higher blocks to get more elevation so I can make it thicker until I'm happy with it, basically, which is the same as what you should do. You know, kind of like when you're doing this, just keep on going around the trim until you feel comfortable that you've got a nice shape that you like, and then stick with that. You know, couldn't advise any better. So I'm almost there. I quite like the shape I'm getting. Almost. And then what I'll do after I get that shape, I'll start doing the grey trim around the edges, basically, and then from there we'll move on. Right, so there we go. Putting a little bit of the grey trim in, And as I said, I'm going to do a little bit different. Normally I'd only put that trim in, but I'm going to put it going all the way up and around, which I'll show you in a second. After I show you this, all I'm going to do underneath is, I'm not going to dress the inside because it's got such a nice pattern. We're going to leave it like that. Right, so I've done the trim, and I've also added a bunch of lights. Now, I did this all the way around and it looked absolutely stupid, but I thought on just one side and then having leaf block on the other poles, it just kind of breaks it all up. You know, and I like it. I like it like that. It looks good. And the canopy looks kind of oriental theme from the inside. You should see it. It looks really nice. But yeah, so I was thinking buttons. Yeah, just gonna layer buttons on the side block oak only, all the way around and down on both sides, and that's it. It's just a nice simple trim. Not gonna go over the top. I mean, less is more sometimes, as you can see. You know, there's not much material there. It's just a case of how it's been laid out, really, to give it that kind of theme. So there we go. Now you may be thinking, well, why are you only doing the sides, Kenny? Why not do it like, instead of just doing the sides like you're doing, why not put it underneath as well? You know, kind of like, well, let me show you why. Because it's total overkill, in my opinion. You have that going like this, all the way up and round and down. It's just not going to look right. It really isn't. I mean, it might look nice to you, you know, you might like it, but I see that as being a total overkill. So just a nice simple trim going up the edges only, and then letting the leaf block and whatever else decoration underneath do the talking. You know, kind of like, so you've got like quite a lot of viewing points and stuff like that. So yeah, where do we want to go from here? As you can see, I've changed the brick layering as well on the side. If you notice, it's all broken up now and patterned. Kind of like that's, so it gives a nice wee effect. And all I'm doing now is I'm going to put some, I always put fences up on the big custom trees for different various reasons. One, just to be there as standalones, or for putting heads on, or, you know, to balance off with the leaf block that I'll put on. And it just adds more texture, yeah, to the build. Breaks it up pretty much, because once you add a little bit of leaf block here and there, and add a couple of heads, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some heads in. Let's get it on. Right, where? See, the problem I'm going to have here is I'm not going to be able to put lights into the floor in this one because it's only one layer, so I'm going to have to solve that one. So I probably won't finish this whole garden on the inside here today, because I've built the main structure, and obviously I wanted you to show you that, and you know, I've kind of just got ahead of myself and built the trees and built the canopy top as well. So we've got everything nearly there, so it's now just the finishing touches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave those finishing touches and do them off camera, so when we come back in part 3 you'll get to see this grown in a little, and you'll get a wee surprise. You'll be like, oh, well, that turned out nice, or oh, that looks rubbish, or what, you know, whatever your opinion is, it's absolutely up to yourself. But let me know what you think it in part 3 when this is all grown. But we'll get some stuff done now. I'm going to get some vines done. Once I've got the vines in, I'm going to sort out some heads, and we'll place some heads around, and then we'll have a quick look, and we'll cut it off there, I guess, kind of like, because it's been going on a wee while. We must be going on near 30 minutes now, guys. But yeah, looking good. Right, got some heads. Just wondering where to place them. Probably one here. Let's have a zombie head here. Let's get a dragon head out. I think you should be like sitting, pointing out the way, looking that way, because you're such a big head anyway. Maybe have another creeper head up here. Yeah, put one up here. I'll tell you what, it's harder for me to choose where I'm going to put the heads than it is to actually build the stuff. How crazy is that, eh? There, I'll put a head there. Yeah. Vines are in. Once this all grows in, you know, it should look okay. It should look okay. I don't know what I'm going to do with the path and actually the ground area. I haven't figured that out yet, but I think I'll put a little head there, secretively away, so you just stumble across it. But look at that roof. I'm not going to touch that. I'm going to leave it like that because the patination is fantastic. I love that. That looks great. Right, so pretty much... oh, chuck that away. Pretty much done for the day, I reckon. Gonna let this grow in for the day, and we'll see the rest of it in part 3. Right, have came just in time just to show you that I've put in a little bit of a path and let it grow in a little bit, so I could just show you it so you could have a quick look. But overall, part 3, this is going to be all the finishing touches, and I hope you'll enjoy it. So I'll see you again soon.